Hey there. This time we're taking a look at Tigers. He's playing Pocket Soldier, and I think this is for an open team, and it's their first scrim playing, so let's see how it goes. So right off the bat, your demo man took some damage, and he's a little bit slow. So that means a couple of things. Okay, so I think he's going up top. So if he's slow up top, you're probably going to lose the mid if their demo man's fast, which means you're going to have to go really aggressive on their mid. So cutting off this mid is really good. You're preventing him from healing anyone. And in general, jumping early is really sick. Jumping left really early into garage is really great. So it's really good that you did that. You saw how it just prevented them from going garage. And had you unequalized at a bit better time, you probably would have damaged your soldiers a bit too. But that was just a good mid for you. And you recognize that it was a bad idea to go on the medic because the demo one was there and he'd already stopped healing important people. So, yeah, that was a really good play. This guy, killing this guy isolate is really good. Now you want to go for the heavy. It's unfortunate you didn't get Ubered. Oh no, you did get flashed. 1 second, I should put view models. Yeah, that was just a really good round. Is this Tiger like AG Tiger or I don't even know. Yeah, you had a really good round there. Yeah, see, like you could be a little bit quicker here. And kind of getting on them earlier. And yeah, it's good that you recognize not to go for that soldier, but you probably should turn around for him at some point. Good item switching there, trying to finish him off with a shotgun. Yeah, you should turn around a bit earlier for him, because, you know, it only takes a couple seconds for him to realize that no one's going from distracting his kind of fucking shit worthless, so... Yeah, but it was good damaging there. I think you shouldn't have taken damage from that stick. Probably should have fallen off from the crate a bit earlier, but other than that, pretty perfect mid. You could have shotgunned him at the beginning of the round when he jumped, instead of firing the air rocket at him, and probably would have been a lot better because you could have stuffed him in the ground, but it depends how confident you are with your shotgun. You can maybe hang out here for a bit. And yeah, I don't think leaving was... You can spam this a little. You don't want to go in. Yeah, like, as soon as, you know, the back cap, like, I don't know. I just wanted you to spam it so you could buy a little bit of time so your team could get back to you a bit earlier, or before their team got in, and you could get a bit more Uber. But yeah, as soon as the guy stepped on it, you know, I guess you kind of really wanted to stop that point, but they capped it, so probably should have just laid off. Spammed it a little bit, delayed them a little bit. So yeah, your med lived, and even though he wasn't building for a long time, you know, you definitely still have advantage. Probably should have pushed off of that. Probably should have gone in through left side. This is gonna go pretty well for you guys if your demo man's not getting flashed, but I think he got flashed a little bit. Super's gonna be a little bit worse. Yeah. Yeah, push left. That's really good. You need to save your rockets so you can actually hit those. Like, you want to hit them so it prevents them from leaving, not push them away. So those rockets were probably not even the best anyway. You needed to jump that demo that you saw was firing sticky. I don't even know why he was there, but that's probably what you wanted to do. Yeah. I probably wouldn't have pushed into garage, honestly. I think you were going under assumption that they had Uber earlier than they did, so I don't think you were going off of any advantage, and maybe someone called that they were out of position, but if they're out of position, you're likely gonna want to sack into them and not have your medic use and make your medic leave. Like, and they'd have to be really out of position to not be able to push in. Like, you do enough damage and they're far enough away that your team can, you know, hold off till you get back. But if you're just gonna like really hold garage defensively, you're better off sitting on the window and have your demo man just like siege into it over and over again. So yeah, like, you kind of gave that up for no reason. Obviously, I guess you guys didn't know you had advantage. Maybe you did, but you never really want to give things up. Right now, you should be using your buff to kind of fight one side. You just kind of got picked away by the demo man. You could have been pushing the left a little bit, at least like translating some of that buff into damage, not just getting chipped away. You guys need to kind of work your way up to actually getting garage back a bit here, because they're just sieging into units, kind of. Your med just got piped there, I think, which is unfortunate. You should jump that guy. Those long range rockets not doing shit. But if you jump that guy, you know, easy kill. You know, he's down rockets and you have a buff. There's no way he's gonna win. Yeah, you just gotta like know. I don't know. Just assume that your max always gonna have someone around him. That's what I would say, especially in holds. Like, and here you don't want to get like, yeah, the super's gonna go bad. Their pockets kind of gotten in too far, too early, and also you started the fight off earlier. So that's a situation where I would told my team to leave and just have me force, and it would have been a little bit better if you'd gone there earlier. So yeah, you probably should just kind of taking garage back, which probably would have just involved hugging the wall until you guys, and you and your demo man peek at the same time and just kind of spam them out. But yeah, if you were still kind of content with staying in the middle of the yard, you would have been looking to jump as they were coming in. So maybe that means just taking buffs frequently and jumping whenever you get 300 and kind of assuming that they're going to come through. That's kind of what I do. Get 300 and I jump, and if they're not there I get back, get 300 and jump again until like they end up coming and I get to force them. And it's pretty reliable. See, here you're a little bit slow too. I think it's better to equalize a little bit, or unequalize a little bit earlier there, and then do a 27 rocket jump in garage. Yeah, like, I think you were too slow to really have an effect on this mid, so. But you hit some decent damage, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah, it's good that you're checking things. Right now, you don't want to use here, because you have a couple of people respawning still, so they could probably clean up a bit better. This is really good. Yeah, this is a good Uber. You probably didn't even need to use there. I guess your mag just got spooked a little bit. And you're doing a lot of good damage here. Now you need to look to the left because those are the people without health. And your teammate's already fighting over there. So it's a lot easier for you to obviously damage the people that aren't getting healed and don't have a buff. And you're also assisting your teammate, which is really important on Pocket. It's probably the most important thing, is that you help your teammates. Because pretty much Pocket, it's like always assume that you're going to have really good health and you're going to be loaded, and you just have the most versatile weapons, like shotgun and rockets. So you just want to really help out your teammates as much as possible. So in that situation, I would have jumped over there and allowed my teammates to get healed since I was at 300 already, and then just kind of helped my scout on the left. Probably would have worked out a bit better. And since the enemy team kind of got shit on after the Uber, they didn't die, but they got a lot of damage dealt to them. Your team wouldn't have much of a problem taking the right without you. This isn't gonna go well. Never want to Uber into people like that. Like, it's, first of all, like, you need to do it quicker. Second of all, is kind of advertised to begin with. Like, their medic's always going to get out of that, especially if anyone's shooting at the door that you're going to come out, because you're going to bounce up a bit, and he's going to get so much time to leave. Against a really good mech, you'll just never get them there. Like, there has to be some kind of previous event that kind of gets them off footing before you're going to do a whole lot. Like right now, you got behind them because they were fighting a scout, and it worked out. But if you're just going straight in, like, oh, I'm the pocket, I'm gonna go Uber into them, everyone knows what to deal, like how to deal with that and what to expect. So I don't know, situations like that, you're probably better off just pushing them out for free, using your Uber as kind of a threat, and then kind of taking yard from there, because they won't be as set up after getting pushed out. So if you use your momentum there, you can probably get in and get their medic, or at least get a bunch of kills and take the next point, and then try and force them at last. This is really good, you're helping your team out here. Now you need to jump the sniper. You need to jump the sniper. Fuck that guy. Like, you're Ubering anyway, it doesn't matter. Like, you could... That was a nice rocket. You could have gotten a pick on the sniper, probably. That was a good last from you, but they didn't really have Uber, and they didn't kill you early enough, so, you know, it just went well. Like, they should have probably mulched you since you were un-Ubered for so long. And that sniper probably should have hit some shots on you, since you were just on the ground. So yeah, this is too early. You know, you're 300 and you're not even there. So here, you can afford to be shotgunning. And you probably don't want to lose track of that guy. Sucks that you shot your own scout. Yeah, this is probably, like, if someone jumps that poorly, like, really low, you can not jump earlier at these mids, and it's not a problem. Or jump low yourself, like just do a 27 towards garage and he'll land on you and you'll obviously have more health. You don't want to drop down here. You wanted to make them use, just like sit on the crate. Like there's two scouts, there's no way they're gonna do anything to your team if you're on the crate. But yeah. That mid, these mids, you should be shotgunning that guy if you're in the air, and you should probably just do a 27 so you can land near him instead of going above him. You should just get in left yard. If you ever have a pick advantage and they're holding yard, you don't really want to go through garage into right yard. You can go through right yard, jump someone in, and kind of take yard from there. Or probably the safer method is just kind of go into left yard because they can't really stop you with a low number of people. There's no point in stacking 8 people on this. You have a lot of damage on them. Should just be going forward. This is kind of fine. I would probably... Like, this is... You've been here way too long for it to really be a surprise to anyone. You're not going to catch a whole lot of people. And your medic was on you for like 10 seconds there, so buffs weren't that great. And you kind of want buffs and like the ability to catch someone to be a precursor to a push. Like that has to happen. There's a scout above you, so you have to... I think there's a scout above you, maybe not. You shouldn't be pushing after you drop 2 people. Like they're gonna find you. This Uber is really bad because no one's buffed on your team, and it's just like I would assume that their team's a bit buffed. So you should just left and then defend the point with the Uber, but they make some mistakes. They're still hanging about. You should be fighting them. I guess your team just wasn't coordinating, or your scout wasn't coordinating with you that well, but you should have been fighting when he ran into them. Now it's probably a bad idea that you're here. Especially, like, you never... Like, when it's your responsibility to keep the medic alive, you never want to take him places where, you know, you can't do anything, like where he's in danger. So if I'm gonna do something in his pocket, I'll jump away from him and jump back or something. But I never want to take him into a situation where if I fuck up, he will die if he's not playing well. Or even if he's playing well. And like, that was one of those situations you just kind of took him into a fight where a lot of shit was coming at you guys. And there wasn't really a harm just waiting for your demo man to get there. This is going well. I think you got jumped, and you should have been paying attention to that a little bit, but that was fine. Should have shot the mag there, because he was free. If someone's like that easy to kill, and you just shoot him, plus it would have splashed the soldier anyway. Like in general, I'd tell you not to shoot the medic on last, because damage on him is pretty inefficient, since he's regenning anyway, and he only heals 32 health a second, which isn't that much. But when you can kill him and also deal damage to someone pretty much guaranteed, you should take it. So here you're gonna get there a bit quicker. So you just missed an easy rocket there. You could have directed him with the first one you fired at him, but you just kind of went too quick. At the very least, you could have guaranteed a splash. Like, he could airstrafe a little bit, but he's not going a whole lot. And then, yeah, the follow-up was fine. I don't know. I think you're focusing on that guy. I don't know. There's a couple of mids where you should have focused on him earlier. Like, I would shotgun him a little bit when you jump up. But you're putting a lot of rockets on him, and he's doing a really good job of falling off the crate before your rocket hits. So you probably just want to shotgun at the beginning of those jumps, and then look elsewhere if you do enough damage, because he won't be able to kill your team. And I would be fine letting my demo man get damaged or my scouts get damaged there, because I know they're going to get healed a shit ton towards the end of the mid, or their demo man, and they don't need to get healed at all because they're OP. But I know they're going to get healed towards the end of the mid, so it doesn't really... Like, it's more efficient for my medic to stick on them the entire time, because, you know, he doesn't have to react, and he doesn't have to switch targets, latency, and whatnot. So the heals are more efficient, just pure number-wise, and then if he's healing a scout, then the scouts are obviously unlikely to die, because they can jump a lot. So health on them is a bit better than soldiers. So just maintain your health in that situation, because the moment you drop below like 150, you're not going to be a presence for a very long time in mid, so... Yeah, see, you guys Uber for no reason. You never want to Uber in an Uber. It's never going to go well for you guys. Unless their team's really bunched up. But you wouldn't know that going into them like that, and they shouldn't be. Like, you should just assume their positioning is good. Or spot it and move off their positioning, not just kind of guess like that. So what you want to do in those situations is move around them, use Uber to get a kill immediately, which would entail that player being away from the medic, which you would have to scout out a bit beforehand, or just kind of sack into them, or pretend like you're going to use and force them, sack into them, something like that. That was just really unfortunate that you guys were just respawning. Yeah, this 2's gone, you shouldn't defend it. You guys try to defend it. I don't even know. So now last is pretty much gone unless you hit some miracle shots. Should've just shotgunned there. Like, you go for the, like, even that air rocket was kinda easy, but like, first of all you could've splashed him, and then second of all you could've meat shot him even more easily. You should probably... Your roamer should be going away from the mid.
The control point is being captured.
Alright, you got crit heals, that's good. You should go up top right now. You're just gonna eat unnecessary damage here, stack a bunch of damage. And potentially that guy could have been up top and dropped onto you guys. So if one player, like, it's arguable whether or not you're better up top or the roamer, since most of the fighting on the ground is going to be splash anyway, and you can 1v1 better with a shotgun. But if someone's not doing something as a pocket soldier, it's kind of up to you to kind of fill that role of what they're going to do, because you're kind of like the jack of all trades. You know, you're pretty consistent in every situation. How the fuck did that happen? Anyway, yeah, good hold, but you guys really should have dropped that after you tried to defend 2 with 3 people and then dropped your medic. But, yeah, now you're pushing into mid. You want to jump to the right. If your team is fighting towards the left, then I would kind of assume that no one really knew what was going on to the right. Maybe not even checked if there was a hiding player around there. Now this is about the time where you need to check for stickies. Yeah, this Uber is crap. Just way too Uber, like, early. Like, I probably should have mentioned this a bit. Let's pause for a sec. If you have kind of momentum and you're pushing out a mid, you'd never want to push into them. Ever. So I'd probably take it through garage into left yard there. Or kind of jump in, bully them out on the right, and then clear it for my team. There's no point in actually Ubering there because they're already losing. And they're not likely to drop their med there. He's going to be hanging out at the doors. It'll take 1 rocket jump. Well, it'll take 2 rocket jumps distant-wise to get to him, but you can't do 2 because there's a fucking building in the way, you know? So yeah, you can't really chase him into 2 very well. So you never really want to be Ubering in yard with the intention of getting the medic. It's not likely to happen unless you can surprise them by, like, taking out a garage right and then doing a quick jump. So yeah, but in general, if you have number advantage, you just clean up some people at mid and they didn't really have Uber, you're better off going into left yard. Unpause it. You guys are still doing okay. You want to make them Uber here, so peek this door and just tell your med to leave. Everyone needs to leave right now. I guess you guys didn't know they had Uber, but I don't know. You kind of stretched it. You know, you got 2 pretty quickly after you dropped their med, and then the med took a little bit. They probably had Uber.
The control point is being contested.
Not a big deal though. That's kind of a situation where you need to be keeping track of it yourself. It's really important to know that as pocket. Like, anytime they have Uber, I kind of take it on myself to kind of just walk into them and make them use. Because I'm always going to have 300, so it's really easy for me. Most people would use their roamer to do that. I don't know. I just find it more convenient to do it as a pocket. And I can get the job done a bit better because I have shotgun. So they're looking to use pretty soon. That sucks that you took the equalizer out. This situation, okay, right here, you just leave. Like, you're not gonna hit the air shot. Maybe you do, but you shouldn't hit the air shot. You know, you're just gonna potentially die. If he's gonna get your medic, he's gonna get your medic anyway. You being on the ground isn't gonna help. Just jump the top pipe. See, there you should have shotgunned immediately. Just shotgun him in the air, you know? Uh-oh. Yeah. You just gotta let people die when they're gonna die. Unless you can get a kill off of them, then I wouldn't worry. Like, that your medic should have died there if he was gonna die. And if he wasn't gonna die, you being on the ground wasn't really gonna do anything. So taking position would have been a bit better there. Speed up a bit. See, you're really, really late here. Stay up here for the rest of the mid. Oh, yeah. Your medic, like, if he's good, then he can take care of himself against a demo and a medic. Like, they're never gonna kill him unless they, like, get onto him, and it's pretty impossible since they're on opposite sides of the mid. And then you can control the scouts getting onto him from the top of the crates. There's no way they're gonna get to him without you rocketing them pretty hard. Now you need to make sure your medic doesn't... Okay, just make sure you hit those, dude. Like, your aim's pretty good, but you have no excuse for missing easy shots. That's like the one thing I'll comment on about aim, is just missing easy shots. Like, the opportunity that you have time to line them up. Like, that rocket, you didn't need to flick for it, you just needed to wait until he got into it and move your mouse a little bit. Okay, you need to be pretty far back here. Your demo can be a bit further up, he's a bit faster than you, but you're not going to do a whole lot. If they push in now, you kind of have to jump to the left. Yeah, you're trapped in now. I don't know why they decided not to kill you. You shouldn't be pushing right now. Your health is shit, and they already know where you're pushing from. It's never going to work. Plus, they're going to be pushing soon because they have it. But, see, again, this is a situation where I would elect to go into them and make them use and try to keep our med up. But, yeah. That was just your Mac's fault for dying there, honestly. He doesn't need to heal you. I think he overextended to heal you more than he should have. But there, I don't know, you kind of have to move around more when you get Ubered on. You just kind of sit there and hope they don't shoot you. Like, just jump to a crate, take a health back, and jump again. Like, they can't do a whole lot to you if you're jumping around. So yeah, their med lived, they dropped your meds, so you guys should be, like, I would always be at that door, no matter what. And what the fuck are these guys doing? Okay, you never want scouts to build. It's better to have a soldier at higher health. Like, soldier builds at like 270, scout builds at like 150. Scout has 25 HP buff, soldier has a 70 HP buff. It's obviously better to heal, like, let the soldier build. And in general, I don't want my scout having a dot on him as they're pushing in and just losing health so I can't buff other people. So, yeah, you should have just been controlling this door the entire time. That's fortunate. Like, you want to make them use in here. Like, you want to solo Uber into all of them when they're in there. Or if there's only one person there, you want to force them and have your med walk out. That's pretty much the goal. I think you should have gone right yard that time, actually, despite what I previously said, because they were really weak and they were already down a couple players, so they really couldn't contest, and you just gave them a little bit of time to heal up. They're not going to do anything with it, but I think you gone to the point a little quicker, at least, and maybe gotten a pick. You get one anyway, so that's pretty good. You should just push at like 90, so he can't get up. Yeah, just go now. Just go now. Just go now. Now there's a sniper. Jump the sniper. Make sure you jump the sniper. Just jump the sniper. Okay, so you shit on the scout. They have a sniper and their roamer doesn't have a buff. This is like the most golden push ever. And now it's not. Now it's a really bad push. Because you let them get into you. And their medic had time to switch sides, so, you know, you were Ubering into their Uber. before the medic was on the right side, and then you switched over to the left after you kind of peeked it a little bit. So the sniper lived. If you had killed the sniper, that push probably would have been successful.
Medic! Doc, come on, man! Get on the point, Medic! Yeah, thanks, Doc.
You shouldn't make your medic move around to be with you. Like, if he's at point, just be at point with him, and if you want to go L, you're just gonna have to wait till he goes L with you, you know? You can't really afford to have him get pushed on potentially as he's crossing over alone. So pushing up top's pretty shitty, especially since they know you're here. You're not gonna get in, and it's not like it's not gonna be pretty. So this guy's a kill. Shotgun. Okay, yeah, shotgun him a bit earlier. Forget to just go to last. Their med's away, no one can get Ubered. Should've just gone to last. Your medic can heal anyone at 2 that's dying there. And you can be 300 at last fucking with people that aren't 300. While your team is just Uber v Uber. Alright, that was a good game. Your biggest problems at mid are... Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, you were unequalizing a bit late to mid. Or sorry, a bit early. And then your mids, you were probably jumping a bit too early since that soldier consistently jumped you on the left. But that was noting that you were equalizing a little bit improperly. And if you're in like aerial combat versus a soldier, you should probably just shotgun him a little bit. That's why you have it. So you don't have to hit the hard shots. And your directs are really good, but the way you aim makes it harder on the easy shots, and you just want to make sure you hit the easy shots. So slow down a bit there. And you need to leave the Ubers and kind of consider your team's health as a whole before you're pushing. And during the Uber, you kind of sit around in it sometimes and you don't need to be. And then there's kind of like a medic soldier cohesion thing that you guys have a problem with, where I think you should be in certain situations just walking into them and forcing them, and your medic walking away, and he ends up Ubering you. And I think that's a bit unfortunate, but for the most part, you were doing pretty well. Like, your first couple of rounds were really good. And then it started getting a bit worse as Ubers kind of got into the equation, because you guys are playing pretty like super 2009 heal the pocket, which works sometimes, but I think you need to move around a bit more. That's probably about it. Like, you push the same door like repeatedly, kind of a problem. Like, you push something back out and they're already looking at it, and then you push it 2 seconds later, they're still looking at it, you know? They're gonna hurt you. That's about it. I think you did pretty well, actually. You'll probably get better after your team. Like, your team's probably gonna get better when they start playing more, but for a first scrim, that was pretty good. Anyways, good games.